and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Epic Live as we continue with our road to the Purge series. Now, tonight is going to be a little different because tonight we are all together here to step into the sun. With my special guest joining me to my left, we have representing MPX House Sagan. Let me introduce them one by one, starting with the man, the myth, the legend, formerly known as the Son of Mayhem. Not sure what his nickname is now that he's in House Sagan, but this is Red Chambers. Red, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty all right.
Perfect, man. Pleasure to have you here. Next to him, he's known for his managerial work and also bringing House Sagan back to MPX. This is Isaac Mazer. Isaac, how are you doing?
Tremendous. How are you?
I'm doing well. Excited to have you here in the studio for tonight. And last but certainly not least, I mean, he really doesn't need any introduction at all. This is Mr. Dave Sagan. Dave, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you.
It is a pleasure having all three of you guys here tonight as we step into the sun and we step one step closer to the Purge, which is upcoming. But before we get into that, I got a couple of questions I want to ask for you guys. And Red, I'll start with you. You've done a lot of things at MPX. You've been in some tag teams, been in some factions. You've had your solo run, and now this. Kind of tell me what the turn was for you, because the last time the MPX actually remember seeing you, everybody was on your side. You know, it was the Son of Mayhem, the Year of Red.
Just it's different. But the thing is when everybody turned their back on me, Dave didn't. He allowed me to step into the sun and to experience my full potential. As this growing period continues, he's enlightening me and making me a better me.
Perfect. No, I definitely love to see it. Love to see the shine in you.
One quick point, real quick. You made mention of the fact that all the people used to be behind him.
Correct.
Right? When did they stop? When he did something they didn't agree with. Right? So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that want to paint us a certain way, that want to say negative things about us. The reality is, since we have taken Red under our wing, since Dave has selflessly dedicated his time and expertise to growing and evolving Red Chambers, we have stuck by him through thick and thin. He's got some work ahead of him, but here we are.
Right.
I don't see the fans anywhere, so I don't consider that to be too much of a significant loss.
I can totally understand that. Give it about a week and a half as we are on the way to the Purge. I know you guys are going to be involved in a huge match that night, which we'll actually cover. But Isaac, I want to kind of toss my next question at you because you said the word negative, and not that it triggered anything negative in my head, but at one point in time, you were affiliated with some groups at MPX yourself as well. You've managed, the Demon of Devastation, Hardakis. You were a manager for the Lost Boys at one point in time, and most recently, you had your run-in with Sky. And I know over the past few weeks, the MPX addicts have kind of seen some things going on. You've turned your back on Sky, and I just gotta pick your brain, man. What's going on?
You were doing well until the end. But let's step back a little bit. Let's go through some of those names you mentioned. The Demon of Devastation, Hardakis.
Mm-hmm.
The Immortal, Jason Silver.
Right.
The other person. In the context, I don't even have to qualify it. Icons.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. So what does that say about with whom I have chosen to affiliate myself with now? Right? Grand Slam champion. Second ever. Texas Rumble winner.
Yes.
An icon. And with my knowledge and Dave's leadership and Red's potential, just imagine how bright the future will be, not only for the three of us, but for anybody with the foresight to follow us.
I definitely can see the sky being the limit for you guys, and
Word again.
oh, we're gonna say that a lot tonight, so it's gonna be a fun episode. But the next question I kind of have is for Dave, and Isaac, you brought it up as actually one of my notes I had. Dave, you've kind of done everything there is to do at MPX. You are, as Isaac mentioned, a Grand Slam champion,
Second ever.
second ever. You've held the MPX title. You've held the MPX tag team title on multiple occasions. You've had the Addicts title. You've had the Prospect title.
Those prospect championship runs out of any.
I want to say it
First
was
man,
four, I believe.
first man in history, and the only person to cash it in for the MPX Addicts Championship as well.
That is true, and kind of with all of your accolades, I know just recently you made your recent return to MPX, and a lot of people were kind of asking, what's next for Dave? What is there left for Dave to do? So that's kind of my question I have for you. It's what's really next for Dave Sagan other than stepping into the sun?
It's not about what's next for me. It's my turn and it's our turn to give back to MPX and the future of MPX. I'm a selfless man. I spent my time away from wrestling reflecting on my past accomplishments. And then I prepared for what my future was going to be. That's when I found my community. And those are the pillars of House Sagan. And when we give back, we find those who we believe are going to lead the charge into MPX's future. Red Chambers right here.
Yes, no, I definitely can echo that sentiment. You touched on it again with Dave Sagan being a former Texas Rumble winner. Red, in your own right, also a former Texas Rumble winner. And that's kind of just one of the big shows that MPX has to offer is the Texas Rumble. Most recently, we had Destiny here at the Epic, which Red, you were actually a part of in the Epic Battle Royale. And that's the next question I have for you is kind of give me what your takeaway from that night was.
I'll answer that for you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You hit the note. Another Texas Rumble winner right here. When an opportunity was in front of him to get that MPX championship, he didn't have the tools to make that happen.
Right.
What happens at, some may say, MPX's biggest show of all time, Destiny, here at the Epic? Former Texas Rumble winner, former main eventer of Destiny, was in a battle royal.
The Epic Battle Royal.
He was in a battle royal. And a former MPX Rumble winner who couldn't run away with the win of another battle royal. I know that had to be disappointing. I know that put you in a dark place, Ray. But that's why, you feel it, we're here for you. To make sure opportunities like that don't go wasted again. And you had that MPX championship match with Tommy Becker a few weeks ago. And I could feel it. You had it. You had that championship. You were going to bring it home to House Sagan. But Mr. Legs and Dave DeVille, they took that moment. We're going to make them pay.
I definitely thank you for bringing that up because that was another one of the bullet points that we had to talk about was the Purge, which, as all of you know, is here in just less than a week. Saturday, June 15th, here at the Epic again, and on a night where anything goes. I know, Isaac Major, you're very familiar with the elements of the Purge, but I've just got to know, and any one of you, or all of you can answer this question, are you guys ready for Mr. Legs and a returning, upset
Dave,
Dave
if I may.
DeVille?
If I may, I have been facilitating Mr. Legs getting sent to the hospital for about 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And one way or another, he keeps coming back.
Gotta give him credit.
And all this, I don't have to, all this Mr. Arms nonsense, it's day. It's day. And that's fine. First, we crushed his arm, and he came back with his arm covered. Then we beat him so bad, he had to show back up in a mask to hide his shame. He's running out of body parts to hide. But that's okay because after the Purge, there's not going to be that much left of him anyway. That's the big misunderstanding in all of this. Is people look at House Sagan and they think just because we have found peace, that we somehow are no longer capable of waging war. It could not be further from the truth.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there with war because I think that's what's brewing. I mean, Mr. Legs and Mr. Arms they've been in the gym, and I mean not necessarily here at the Epic, but they've been on social media. They've been in the gym. They've been preparing for this match. And Red, hopefully you can kind of chime in here. Are you ready for what they're going to bring to the Purge next week?
Am I ready?
Are you ready?
You're speaking to the man who defeated Sky de Lacrimosa. I'm sorry. He defeated Sky de Lacrimosa in a death match within the last month. You're looking at a man right here who has been through every single obstacle put in his way in PX and has come out the other side stronger than ever. And I have built the foundations of a lifestyle that is going to help people and is going to help this world. And these two men are looking to take that away from us and take that away from you and take it away from you and take it away from everyone. And we will simply not allow that to happen.
Here's a point I don't understand, and you said it perfectly. They want to take this away, not just from us, but from everyone that we could potentially help. Why? Why?
That is a question that I don't have an answer to, but one question I hope to get an answer to, and you brought it up.
Imagine this. Look at what you've built here. This nice little room. You're bringing in the MPX wrestlers. I'm sure you bring in all types of people here. What if one day I decided to come in here, hold you down on the ground, because believe me, I could. I had Red here come and destroy everything you built, everything that you put your blood, sweat, and tears. These microphones kaput. The computer kaput. Jamal over here, he doesn't give a shit. He's out of here. Everything that you put your time into, just trying to take away like that. You fight for it, wouldn't you? You fight for everything that you believe in, because this is what brings you joy.
That is all true. You're right. Definitely would fight for it. And the key word there is fight. I mean, that's really the theme of the Purge. It's going to be a fight. And I'm going to bring the question up because I'm one of those people that just really wants to know. Sky is going to be at the Purge. And I know it's a trigger. I know it's a trigger. But the elephant in the room, the Purge is around the corner. At some point in time, I feel like the paths have to cross. Have you thought about it if the paths end up crossing June 15th at the Purge? What's next in this chapter between you guys and Sky? I know there's unfinished business.
We're here to talk about Daveville and Mr. Legs.
If you like, we can bring up something painful from your past.
I'm not gonna go down that route at all. Completely understand, but
maybe we shouldn't. I think that we have a lot that we could teach you. And you know, the first pillar is reflection.
Right.
So, tell me, what's something from your past that brings you pain, that makes you anxious?
Man, there's honestly so many things that I could
Let's
think
focus
about.
on one. I can help you.
We'll save that conversation for another day that's not on the air. We'll come back to this. But one thing
I can get you past this. Believe me, we'll reflect.
We will.
You can join the community. You can step into the sun. You have it in you.
I've stepped into the sun since 2018. The Epic has been open ever since. So I'm excited to have you guys stepping into our sun this evening. But I just want to go back to it. I'm not going to bring up the name. I won't say the name at all. But you brought up Dataville and you brought up Mr. Legs. And aside from that, I want to get your perspective, not just as wrestlers, but I want to get your perspective on MPX as a product. and I kind of ask everybody this, so either all of you can answer, two of you can, however you want. But what is one thing that you guys are looking forward to and that you're wanting to take away from the Purge here in just a week at the Epic?
I want to have all of this nonsense behind us because this is a distraction from our work. This is a distraction from countless people getting their lives improved. And I ask again, why? Let's examine these two things. You've got Day DeVille.
Mm-hmm.
We made overtures to him to help him because he had just been cast out of the TWC.
Right.
And Day and I are no strangers to one another.
Right.
In the MPX versus TWC war, I remember him picking me up and slamming my spine into the edge of the apron. Did I hold that grudge? No. No. I said, this is a man that we can help and potentially could help us.
Mm-hmm.
He could have said no, but he didn't. What did he do? He agreed as a Trojan horse and then physically assaulted the person trying to help him. And I ask, why? And Mr. Legs, again, the migraine that wouldn't die. We hadn't had any interactions with this man at all.
Right.
Hadn't spoken one word to him. Hadn't even crossed paths, and then all of a sudden, he's telling everyone he's ever met that we are predatory and we are cultish.
It's not a cult.
And we are all these terrible things. Why? And to piggyback off of Dave's brilliant point earlier, what would you do? All the work that you have put in
Since 2018.
in this room, all the equipment, all the organization, all the thought, all the effort, all the sweat you have put in to everything you have built. Here you are with your own office in this beautiful state-of-the-art facility, right? What would you do if somebody started just spreading lies and false propaganda about the good work you're trying to do? You're just trying to raise awareness and bring eyes to things that people will enjoy. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to put smiles on people's faces the same as we are. So if you were to be a victim of that, like we have been victimized, would you not take action?
Victim's a strong word to use considering
How so?
Really
How
now?
so?
Well, considering what happened to Cody Cox a couple of weeks ago, I
Did
mean,
you see what Cody Cox was going to do to me? Did you see the look in his eyes? The bloodlust that he had as he hopped up on the apron? Wasn't just me in there he was after. He was after all of us. I had to do something. Red had to do something.
And I'd like to make this point, if I may.
Red.
I like Cody Cox. I respect Cody Cox. I legitimately think, and I'm not even going to qualify it, he and Tyler Foster are one of the very best commentating teams in this entire profession.
Right.
And I still feel that way.
Right.
But again, if a friend, even if a family member tries to physically attack you, do you not defend yourself? If a dog you have loved since it was a puppy tries to bite you, do you not make the difficult decision to do what must be done?
Fair.
Admiration for someone else is not permission for them to harm you.
Right.
And that was an unfortunate situation that we all wish would never have happened. But it did happen.
Right.
And we had to do what was in our best interest. And Cody Cox was not John Wayne walking to the ring to right what he perceived to be a wrong. There was about 15 or 20 other people out there.
It was a chaotic night. Even won't say his name, but handcuffed to the ropes and kind of just was left to watch everything happen as it
And
unfolded.
no harm came to him.
We're not looking for a fight with that man. I don't know if you noticed this,
Right.
but that man has come after us. He's come after Isaac. Isaac didn't do a thing to him. Do you remember what happened to Isaac?
Yeah, sadly,
Yeah.
the war, the I believe it was Sky and Demo, or no, it wasn't after that. It was it the Tatum and Sky moment where everything
Does it really matter? What matters is Sky, sorry, he had a responsibility, and that was to make sure that no harm came Isaac Mazur's way.
right.
And what happened? He was thrown against the pole. He had his shoulder separated. He was concussed. He was out of MPX for months because Sky wasn't there for him. And when he came back and brought me back to MPX, was there ever a moment where he or I addressed Sky? Did we come looking for a fight with Sky?
Never.
He came after him. I don't know where it's coming from. Isaac never did anything to him. Isaac always did everything he could for what he referred to as his special boy. That's all he ever was to him. Right? Was his special boy, but he wasn't there for Isaac. And now Isaac, he found his community, and he's living the most joy-filled life he's ever lived. He's going to experience happiness and success on all different levels in every facet of his life. And he's there. Do you see this right here?
Yeah.
Look at the pure bliss in his eyes.
The biggest smile on his face I think any of us have seen in a while.
Yeah. So, shame on Sky de Lacrimosa for bringing up these harbored, resentful feelings. There's no need for this. And after the purge, I think Sky should do the right thing, and that's come in the middle of the ring. And he should honestly get down on his knees and apologize to you and apologize to me. He should apologize to you too for the hell that he's put us through the last few weeks. If he doesn't do that, I honestly don't believe that he could ever look in the mirror to whatever shack he's cooped up in and call himself a man again.
Fair points, fair statements, and you kind of touched on his name again, and that brings me to one of the final things I want to talk to you guys about. We've got one final show at NPX before we get to the Purge. This weekend is Common Enemies, and from what I've seen on social media, and you guys can feel free to chime in and chip in on this as well, it seems as if every match on that card is a tag team match. Of course, NPX has done this thing recently where they don't like to throw everything at you and spoil the entire card because there's always some surprises bound to happen in the show. But as of right now, are you guys looking to be involved and kind of make one final message, one final statement before we get to the Purge next week at all?
We're negotiating right now.
That's right. Negotiations are underway, and we'll see what happens.
Excited to see. Red, you have anything at all you want to chime in on?
Red.
Right. Thank you so very much. I just want to say thank y'all again. You two have just awakened something in me and made me feel home in House Saving, and I appreciate y'all for that.
We've got a long way to go, but we're going to get there. And first, that might be changing out of those jeans into a nice pair of chinos. But Red, I see huge things in your future. Championship, women, the dinero, the moolah, the money. You've stepped into the sun, and it's all coming.
Talk about the smile on my face. Look at the smile on this man's face.
Yeah. From ear to ear.
And Red and I, there were many times when we would not be in this room sitting next to one another. But we are now, and that is because of the vision of Dave Sagan. his teachings and these pillars are so powerful. They transcend exponentially any petty past grievances you have with one another. And here we are now, Red Chambers and Isaac Mazer, once thought impossible.
Some would think it was impossible that you and I would be sitting on a couch together. We've had our differences in the past.
Once again, another brilliant point. There was a time, I don't know how long you've been an MPX fan, when the Crypt was at war with the Impact players.
Miss those days.
Never miss the past. Just improve the future.
It's true.
And it was my actions that were instrumental in Dave Sagan being liberated from the Impact players and pursuing greatness on his own, as he always should have, once he was untethered and unshackled from being held back.
I was, and honestly, this isn't my first time helping others. You could say I've honestly helped launch the careers of my former tag team championship partners. You look at the Tommy Becker, always a bit of a second wheel on a tag team, some would say. You know, Ryan Remington went on to be a great MPX champion. Tommy's been a great MPX champion too, but common denominator, everyone's favorite, Tatum Manning.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah. What was Tatum Manning really doing before him and I held those tag team championships? Hanging out with some college frat boys, one of them getting into a little rendezvous with his mother. And I came along, put that guy on the path. We're getting a star maker right here. This is the next star, Red Chambers.
Well, I'm looking forward to all the stars coming out next weekend, Saturday, June 15th, here at the Epic as MPX presents the Purge. And before we wrap things up, I just kind of want to go down the line and get your final takeaways. I know we got a lot to look forward to. We've got the MPX title match. Demo Diamond is going to get his shot against B. Tommy Becker. No holds barred. Athena has been announced for the card.
None of those concern us. They have nothing to do with us right here. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of time for plenty of people to talk about those matches. And as great as they're going to be, it's going to be an amazing show. But we're on the clock here, so if there's something you'd like to talk to regarding House Sagan, go right ahead.
Well, no, I just wanted to get you guys' final takeaways as we get one step closer to the Purge and kind of just pick your brain. So, any final thoughts?
If I may, what I'm looking forward to is settling old business. We're going to put this Mr. Legs and Mr. Arms nonsense behind us. We're going to sweep it under the rug of failed ideas. And then we're going to get in a brand new, beautiful boat. And we're going to hit the water. And we're going to go straight out to a big, beautiful, limitless horizon. And Dave is going to be the sun shining on all of us and keeping us just one.
That is perfect, Red. Any final things from you at all?
I just don't have much to say right now. I'm just so very blessed to be alongside two amazing people.
Well,
How blessed do you feel that we came in here today?
honestly, I feel pretty good. I mean, this was a good session. I enjoyed my time. You guys gave
How you
me
feeling over there, Jamal? You have a good time?
Greatest
Excellent.
podcast ever.
That's right.
Well, here's a question. How many people have asked how Jamal's doing?
To be fair, Jamal, how many people have asked how you're doing today, man?
Not a single one.
Don't be like
I
that.
see a lot of potential in you for various things, Jamal. You may want to contact the HS Sun Facebook page. That is, as of right now, our official House Sagan page. More to come. But you may want to contact us. I think I see a bright future in you in multiple different avenues. I think we should do work together.
This has kind of been that experience for all of us to become a community. unified, learning, trust. I didn't say the actual word, but play on words there. Hope you guys appreciated that one. Thank you so much for taking the time out tonight and stepping into the sun with us. Again, if you guys have not gotten your tickets for the Purge, Saturday, June 15th, you can find more information at jointheepic.com. You can go to mpxwrestling.com for all things Metroplex Wrestling. Gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tonight, and we'll see all of you on the next episode of Epic Live. Have a good night.